this opportunity to participate in this showcase, and to present this course as a faculty fellow and to explain it as an example of global connections within the Maverick Advantage framework. I'm excited to share why global connections are important in our programs and also address the education of an architect as the making of a maker. To be clear, faculty are not those that make the makers. We're not the authors. It's the experience of the city that does the making. Place teaches us all its ways and needs if we listen. The city teaches us to respond to our context as if in a dialogue from which we gradually learn the identity of the place. The class on which I'm focusing is Non-Western Cities, Architects and Architecture. This class has not yet been offered, but is happening this summer. In fact, it is still early in the making. A partnership with 3 incredible teaching colleagues, all with extensive experience in non-Western cities. It is a virtual tour where we will introduce several incredible cities each week. This was actually not the initial class I was intending to share. Initially, we were all preparing separate summer study abroad trips. However, we rightly canceled those trips due to COVID-19 and developed this as an alternative. Now, an online urban theory course founded in the spirit of international travel to foster an appreciation for global connections. This aims to instill within students an urban interest and an understanding of urban identity, as well as their vital role in the design of more inclusive futures. I offered one of the travel proposals with John Maruschek to visit Tokyo and Seoul as we had done in years past, not only to look at the great buildings and spaces of Japan and South Korea, but to convey an understanding of the critical role design plays in shaping places and people. For instance, conveying that a garden is many things. It is a museum of landscape, an idyllic public space, and potentially a significant moment of history, resource, and cultural identity. 2 primary actions occur in courses like this. First, many architectural courses end in a design project, a theoretical proposal that is placed into a specific context. While this class is too brief for such a project, there are traces of this spirit within this course. This summer, students will write a paper identifying and comparing qualities of cities explored to learn and convey a deep understanding of each place. We teach our students to listen to multiple voices and pedagogies, to vary their influences so they can increase their fluencies. We do this so we can identify and respond to what I call authentic multiplicities, moments where time, history, culture, the built world, and we all collide in supremely identifiable moments of great palpability. In these layered anomalies that define cities and change us. This work is from a past studio pre-fellowship. While this summer we'll write instead of draw, many lessons carry over. It takes tremendous work and research to introduce yourself to a city. This project was in Seoul, looking at its surfaces, streets, grounds, walls, etc., as potential homes for new public space. This approach comes directly from looking at how Seoul maximizes the usefulness of its surfaces. To understand this, students had to map everything, as many layers of the cities we could find, so we could respond to it, not change it. Students cataloged materials, public spaces, relics, artworks, everything made by the city, and everything made in the city. From this study emerged student projects that we called micro-infrastructures, small projects that learned from, fit into, and augmented what was already there. Some were pedestrian walkways doubling as water filtration parks. Others were extensions of existing waterfronts, filled with planters, benches, and spectacular views. One project researched bridges already in the city and emulated their successes and strategies elsewhere. Another extended a tunnel, making an underground park that passes under a freeway that bifurcated a neighborhood from the riverfront decades previous. In all, there was incredible variety and sensitivity expressed through the students' projects. The work was invited to participate in last year's Seoul Biennial of Architecture and Urbanism. We built a folded cardboard model and sent it along with animations of the student projects that were then projected down onto the model. Here it is next to other projects from other international schools. Again, while this course will write, not build, students still benefit directly from this new understanding. They will learn the importance of their roles. They will learn that the city transforms them more than they could transform it. They will understand design as a reciprocal search for identity. They will gain intention, curiosity, and an integrated way of designing. Here's a couple of examples that help. This is Tokyo Skytree. In a gallery, an exhibit of the waterfront and some design proposals from Japanese architects, planners, and artists. Here's a photo collection in Seoul's Historic Museum, photos from the 30s through the 50s that show the city's evolution. This exhibit in Seoul's new Urban Institute features projects from invited designers transforming infrastructural moments into housing solutions for the city. Of course, we talk about great buildings, like Tokyo Skytree on the left or Kengokuma's Design and Cultural Center on the right. We also look very closely at the city's density and take its pulse from a bit closer. When there, another benefit is the exercise we get from walking dozens of miles each day. Some of those can't be replicated in an online class, but some traces can be shared and felt. Meaning can be gleaned and applied. We want students to understand as deeply as possible the tremendous impact of a place like Mount Fuji, not only as a beautiful mountain, but as a place of pilgrimage, a place of belief, a place of history, a place that is community. In reflection, we can't immerse students fully. That's not what this class is. It's a taste test, one introducing them to what global connections potentially look like. We hope that these lessons last a lifetime, helping them to connect to every place that they meet, to respect every person they encounter, and to engage every valuable scenario they can. Lastly, we've learned the importance for us experienced world travelers to share in the excitement of students on their first trip abroad, and to enjoy the wonder of something totally new when it makes you something totally new. Thank you.